again, it's Liv, and this is my internship vlog part C, my final week at my internship. Now that my internship is pretty much complete, I still believe that my original expectations were really feasible and realistic. I originally stated that I want to have the most hands on experience as possible, and I feel like I've wholeheartedly received that throughout this experience. I also believe that the role has fulfilled my expectations, and it's honestly gone above and beyond what I ever thought I could achieve in such a small amount of time. I've been able to deal with complexities and real life and real world problem solving, which was one of my main goals when I started my internship. And as I'd hoped for, I have become a bit more self assured in my team and my work. I feel like my confidence has really boosted quite far up since I began. I actually genuinely would not know where to begin with what I have been working on. I've been working on so much and I've been so excited throughout the process. I've been tracking the retention and engagement through socials as well as content creation for socials, which you can see in the two photos up the top there. I also went to my first networking event, which was pretty cool. I went to a digital event for Matchbox in particular, but I was there representing Sprinkler. I was actually sitting across from the creative director of Maya One, which was an amazing experience, as well as directing my own in-house photo shoots, creating my own creative brief to give to our designer, content ideation, and yeah, it's been crazy. I'm about to become part of the new product launches. This is one of our products that are launching pretty soon. So content creation for the product launches has been a massive thing. As you can see in the bottom left-hand corner there, that is one of the in-house photo shoots I created for product content for our new Leos. As someone who is highly perfectionistic, I feel like I'm so proud of myself for learning how to accept imperfection in content and that not everything can be perfect, and that, any content out there is better than no content out there. As I'm quite an anxious person, I don't love having myself on camera still. Throughout the internship, I've also learnt so many digital techniques. But one of the biggest things I've ever learnt is that the digital environment is an ever-changing one and ever-evolving, and not everything can be so flawlessly polished, which presented me with a challenge to be super organized, but I feel like I've taken that hands-on and adjusted quite quickly, so that is one of my proudest moments during this internship. So I'm aware that these are two separate questions on the guidelines. However, I believe that they do go hand in hand. Throughout my internship, I've really learned how to network with not only my colleagues, but network with people outside of the business. So the Digital event, for the example, meeting new people, doing collaborations, meeting new people. It's been super fun and something that puts me out of my comfort zone, but it has been such an enjoyable experience as well. I've also learned how to manage particular creative platforms such as Digital, Trello, Canva, Photoshop, and the Adobe suite. So I started using a bit of Lightroom as well. Shopify, where I created my own page for the Leo launch, which was one of our new products. I had to list all of the new items, put the SKUs, put the price. That was something really interesting for me. But it's also helped me build up my confidence in the work environment. One of the other big things that the internship has taught me is that in a digital environment, being able to build a community and being able to build brand awareness is one of the major things that is a make or break for a business. I'm still personally, as well as for the business, trying to learn and seek the best way to do so, especially because we are a hydration and drink bottle company. It's not necessarily something that brings people together all the time. It is just a part of their daily routine. Trying to amalgamate that into something more has been a bit challenging, but it's something that I continue to work on and want to continue to work on. However, I do feel like some of the challenges I have been faced with is learning that, being in an environment where things change so fast is a difficult thing, and it can't always be perfect, and it needs to be possible and viable as well as high quality. So that goes for my content, that goes for anything that I produce or put out there. it's been such an amazing experience though. And it's definitely taught me self assurance. It was something I was really challenged with in the beginning. It was something my manager, Lauren, also pointed out during my experience that I need more self confidence and self reassurance. It's been about 5 weeks since then, and I feel like I have definitely grown as a person as well as within the business, which I'm really proud of myself for overcoming that issue or challenge. Overall, I would rate my experience so highly. Every second has been incredible. I also believe that in terms of my experience in just 4 months, it's surpassed my expectations completely. I did not think I'd be where I am right now, and I'm highly grateful for the experience that I've gotten. Something that I would tell future business intern students like myself is to take it all in. Genuinely take advantage of every opportunity you're given. For me personally, that Dodge Digital event that I mentioned earlier, I had been out previously the night before, and I was thinking, oh, I really don't want to go. I'm too scared to go by myself. But I am so grateful I went. I walked in there by myself. I was the youngest person in the room. I didn't know much about what I was doing, but I just owned it and walked in there. And I walked out knowing so much more than I walked in. And I also walked out getting to have met big business owners and marketers that I never would have met otherwise. So that was an amazing opportunity. So soak in every opportunity you get. And also don't take those opportunities for granted. I could have easily said that I wasn't going to go to that event. However, I pushed myself out of my comfort zone to go. Like other things that I've done throughout my internship time. Also, corporate events and corporate environments aren't honestly as frightening as they may seem initially. So don't be too anxious. I wish I had told myself that when I first walked in here, because I am a very anxious person. Ask questions, constantly be curious, because being curious is one of the best ways to learn. As well as mistakes and imperfections, I've learned firsthand that making so many mistakes, whether that be spelling errors, whether that be scheduling errors, whether that be mistakes in my content, they are the most positive experiences or the most positive learning outcomes I've had as a marketer. And it's something that I'm going to reflect on every single time I go to post something is do I need to check my grammar and spelling? Yeah, mistakes make the best progress or best performance in a person, to be honest. So from my internship, I've learned that I'm absolutely positive that I want to continue working in the marketing environment, in particular in the field of digital marketing. Although it is an ever-changing environment, and one day I could walk in and the trends have changed, taste and preferences have changed, content styles change. I think it's so interesting, it keeps me on my toes, gets me to try different things and new things as well, especially because, it's changing so fast. However, before commencing a full-time role, I would really, really love to network some more and try different things and expand on my e-commerce skills as well. So sort of getting into that more budgeting, bit more of the website innovation. I worked a little bit with Shopify and creating my own page on new products, which I perform myself. However, I would love to be able to be a bit more confident in doing that before I stepped into a 5-day role week. Thank you so much for the opportunity to do this internship to Matchbox and Sprinkler, but also thank you so much to the RMIT community and RMIT for listening.